Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and today I am here to review the latest Christopher Nolan movie. This will be the first movie review I have done in a while of a new film that's just come out. It's been a while. Movie theaters are just starting to open up. AMC's at 70% capacity open. I'm assuming maybe Commonwealth is the same. I am here to review Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Now, Tenet has been heralded as the movie that will save cinema. Right now, it has made over $100 million worldwide. Not like the domestic numbers haven't come out yet over here, but it made over $100 million. Through everywhere else, which isn't great, but considering how many places are closed in the when you consider all the things that are going on, it actually is a good number because it means that the movie industry, or at least the cinema industry, is growing, is coming back slowly. It's a sign of it coming back that movie made over $100 million. It's a sign of it coming back. So this is the latest Christopher Nolan movie, and it is called Tenet. Now, Tenet is, I can say this in the most spoiler-free, is about a main protagonist named, well, just the protagonist. You never find out who his name is. He's played by, is it John David Washington? I know it's Denzel Washington's son. I always forget his first name, but I know it's something David Washington. I always forget his first name. I think it's John David Washington, but I always forget. But he's played by John David Washington of Baller fame. I saw him back when he was on Ballers, and I remember being like, that guy's kind of funny. And when I found out he was Denzel's son, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then he ended up being on BlacKkKlansman and a couple other projects, and now he's in the lead of the latest Christopher Nolan movie. Play on, black man, play on. Anywho, he is the protagonist. And you really don't know too much about him other than he's former military. He clearly had a disagreement with the way things were done in the military, and now he's kind of seems like he's just doing like freelance special ops kind of missions. And something goes wrong. Because the movie starts off with this whole sequence in an opera house, and this terrorist organization comes in this opera house. They're planting. We don't know why they're in this opera house. They're they're planting bombs. This is a beautifully shot opener. Christopher Nolan has made a living off of amazing openers. We all remember the Dark Knight opening sequence in the bank. This sequence is on par with that. In the opera house, the way it's executed, the way it's shot, the music, the themes, it's heart pounding, and it gets you right off the bat. You think the movie's gonna be this the whole time. I'll get into that a little bit later, but it's a great opening sequence. You really, you really don't know who this character is that you're following. You really don't even know what's actually happening. All you know is, apparently he's going in there to extract some guy whose cover's been blown, and for some reason these guys are planting bombs on the ground, and needless to say, things go wrong. Next thing you know, the protagonist is eating a cyanide pill to kill himself. Wakes up in a hospital. Doesn't know what happened to his crew. Doesn't know what happened. All he remembers is eating that cyanide pill, and he's just like, I don't know what's happening right now. And this guy says that he passed the test. So apparently, all of that what happened was a test to see how far he's willing to go to get the job done and protect his men. Not only get the job done, but how far he's willing to go to protect his men. And that was the job. So, and now he's getting recruited to be a part of this thing called Tenet. Now Tenet seems to be, which like I said, this movie is a lot, but Tenet seems to be an organization, you've seen it in the trailer, that deals with people messing with the flow of time. Not time travel, the flow of time. Because people aren't really, it is time travel, but it's more or less time itself. People messing with time itself. Apparently some terrorist organizations messing with time. They recruited the protagonist to come in and help them take this person down. And that's about as much as I can tell you without spoiling everything. Now, I'm not going to get into too much details about the movie, obviously, because it just came out. I don't want to spoil anything. But the movie, I'm going to get the positives out of the way first. First of all, it is greatly acted. I mean, Robert Pattinson and John David Washington do a fantastic job in this movie. Elizabeth Debicki, she's great in this movie. There's a couple other there's a lot of actors who are great in this movie. Michael Caine's in this movie. He has a great scene. There's a lot of great actors in this movie, and there's a lot of great acting in this movie. There was never a misstep in the acting department. I believed everything everyone was doing. I was convinced in everything everyone was doing that there was great acting. It is shot beautifully. It is shot amazingly. And there are some action set pieces that are jaw-dropping. There's one set piece that you did see in the trailer of them going up a building on a bungee cord, and that shit looked so cool. I'm not gonna lie, there are a lot of moments in this movie that's gonna make you go, that looked cool. Like, you're just gonna say it. You're just in your mind. Maybe you don't even say it out loud. You're just gonna feel it in your soul. You just go, that was cool. I got it. That was cool. That was cool. And the thing is, the movie has some great action set pieces, and John David Washington does a great job as the lead. And like I said, it has a great soundtrack. I think the score is really fun. I think the score is really good. I think the way it's shot is really good. The cinematography, the areas they go to are beautifully. Some of them are breathtaking. What else? There was something else I wanted to talk about. Well, actually, that's really about it. The problem with this movie is it has a couple. One, to me, is the movie comes off a bit pretentious. And what I mean by that is, it feels like, and like, maybe you'll feel differently. It's just me. This is just my personal opinion. You guys can feel differently. It's just my personal opinion, you know? If you go and don't see it that way, clearly there's some people who don't see it that way. I mean, the movie has, you know, some people giving it like 10 out of 10, like a masterpiece. I don't feel that way. I feel like the movie's a bit pretentious. I feel like there is a part of this movie that does feel like it's talking down to the audience. There is a part of this movie that does feel like that. Like there are parts of this movie, well, there's a lot of this movie that does feel a bit pretentious, that does feel a bit like, do you get that? Do you get that? Like, there's like literally multiple times where it's like, do you get that? Do you get that? Do you get that? Do you get that? You don't get that. Like it does kind of feel like that sometimes. Not to mention, the movie to me is pretty exhausting because, like, and I understand the kind of thing he was going for here, but like, because it started off as a real, like, just spy movie, and it had its twists and turns with the whole time travel thing, and they just kept pushing it and 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 pushing it to the point where eventually, by the time I got near the tail end of the movie, I was just exhausted of even trying to think about it. Not that I couldn't understand it, I was exhausted of having to try so hard to keep having to come back and go, oh, so this happened and that happened and that's why this happened. Okay, then I have to come back. Okay, so that happened and this happened and that's why this happened. All right, and then you have to come back again. All right, no, okay, now this happened and that happened and this is why, like that kind of shit. And like, and I'm not saying I didn't get it. I'm saying I became exhausted from it. Because I've heard some people who didn't like the movie describe it as Christopher Nolan making a movie for himself, and that is what it felt like. It did feel like that. It felt like Christopher Nolan's fan piece. It felt like it felt like less of a movie, more of Christopher Nolan stroking his dick in front of the audience for 2 hours and 30 minutes at times. But the thing is, it's a technical great movie. Technical. It is shot great. It has fantastic action sequences. No one is bad acting in it. The script itself is technically sound, but it feels like it's written by, sometimes it feels like it's written by a robot. This movie has no heartbeat whatsoever. No heartbeat. Although everyone is doing a good job, there might be only one character, and it's not even the main protagonist, that you'll feel any sympathy for. I don't feel any sympathy for anyone in the movie. I didn't really care about what happened to anyone in the movie, other than maybe one character. That was about it. And like, even by the time it got to the tail end, it felt unnecessary. It felt like Christopher Nolan had an amazing spy thriller movie with a different little concept in it with the time travel that was good enough. It was good enough that just have the I don't even know, the inverted thing where, you dropped it. No, you have to have dropped it to grab it, so you have to believe you dropped it and then you can grab it. Like this weird shit. I was like, it's good enough that you have a great spy thriller with great acting and a great premise. That's all you needed. But he just keeps pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Some unnecessarily. I have to give the movie credit though. I haven't quite seen a movie like Tenet, But the thing is, it's like this is what I mean by sometimes creatives can get a little nuts, because this is what that movie felt like to me. It felt like some creative dude who just got carried away. You know what I mean? It feels like you drew up a play to score a touchdown, and for some reason you went, actually, I know that player's gonna score a touchdown, but what if the running back went this way and came this way, and then the tight end on this side came this way, and then the guy on this side came this way, and then we got multiple options. Then we could go this way, but really, all of that's smoke and mirrors, so we could get this way. And it's just like, you just made something way more complicated than it had to be, and that would be the greatest. That's the greatest description of this movie. It is way more complicated than it had to be. If you like that, awesome. Have fun with it. But it was way more complicated than it had any business being. Like, and not to say that I didn't understand. Like, I have to reference this because some people are saying, "Oh, you're not smart enough to get it." No. I got it. I don't think it should have been that fucking complicated. It shouldn't have. It didn't have to be. We had it. It's okay. Like, you don't have to fucking, like, because I heard him talking about, like, I don't want to reinvent the action genre for the next next generation. Man, I hope they don't do this shit. Oh my God, I hope I don't gotta watch action movies. I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted by the end of this movie, man. I watched it with Seth, and I was just like, fuck. Okay, but if I have to give Tenet a score, I'm going to give it a 7.5. Because I'm not the type of person to hold my personal feelings against something that is technically good. I can't do that. I didn't like The Joker very much. I gave it a 7.5 because on a technical level, it is a great movie. Technical level. I gave Wonder Woman a 7 because they has some technical things in it and certain things worked. I'm not the type of guy to let my emotions about an entire thing about a movie completely shift my opinion of it. I did not like the plot. I thought this movie was overly complicated for no reason at all. The movie kind of felt pretentious. It was pretty much Christopher Nolan stroking his dick for 2 hours and 30 minutes. But on a technical level, it is well crafted, it is well acted, it is well directed, it is like, the action is great. When the action's going, it is great. But like I said, some of that other stuff, man, it just rubbed me the wrong way, and it was just, I was exhausted, and I can't, like, and I don't remember a movie ever doing that to me. I don't remember going to a movie and being completely exhausted from the experience of watching the movie. So I have to give it a 7.5. I can't go any higher than that, but I think this is a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good action movie. If you can just ignore all the bullshit and not try to, like, get into the nitty-gritty of it all, you'll have a great time. Thank you guys for joining the Time Game News Show. Please remember to like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.